Hey guys, what's up? It's Stephanie. I have another video for you guys this week. So the topic of the video today is going to be about basically what a school interview schedule looks like. So you've got an interview. Congrats guys, congrats. So you've got an interview and now you're wondering, well, what does the interview schedule look like? Do they advise me beforehand, etc.? So I will be talking about that in this video. If you're interested, just keep watching and I'll talk to you guys soon. Bye. Alright guys, so you've got an interview. Congrats, because that is just your foot in the door. All you have to do is just nail and smash this interview and you are going to get accepted into PA school. So just ace your interview. So most of you may be wondering, I know myself when I applied to PA school and I got an interview, is what does an interview schedule look like? So from my experience is that you are sent an email with the location and also the time. So like I've said in my videos, make sure you arrive beforehand. That way you can see where it's located. Sometimes it is a room, sometimes it's an entire building, etc. So that's why it's really important, because if it's large universities, you have to find parking. Sometimes it's really hard to find parking. And also, if you're not familiar with the campus, you have to look for the building or even the room itself. So this can take up time. And if you are running late, then you're screwed, kind of. My other videos, I talk about that. I did so many mistakes, guys, and I learned from them. So what does an interview schedule look like? Like I said, arrive early. Once you arrive there, you are going to check in by your last name. They'll usually give you a little card with your name. Sometimes also underneath the card, for some of the schools I went to, it says the city you're from. So the first time I applied, I used to live in San Antonio, so it said San Antonio, Texas. Second time I applied, lived in El Paso, so it said El Paso, Texas. So it says your name, complete name, and then it says the city where you're from, depending on the school. And then when you check in, they usually also check your name off. Some schools I noticed also they write down what time you arrive. So that's why it's really important to arrive early. You can't stress that enough. So what the schedule looks like. They'll usually give you like a goodie bag when you come in. One of the interviews I went to, I actually got a computer bag that I still have, which I thought was really awesome. But sometimes they'll give you pens, notepads, etc. So in the schedule, for example, the first thing that you'll do for some of the schools is that you will go into a classroom and basically just sit there with all the other individuals, and it's kind of like an introduction. You'll sit there with all the other applicants, and the chair of the admissions committee will come in and will introduce themselves. They will talk about the program, the prerequisites, how many students they accept. They will go over the wait list. Some schools go over wait lists, and also how you will be notified if you are rejected, their turnaround time, the mission and the goal statement of the PA program. And then also at the end, they will also ask for questions if you have any questions. So it's really important here, I would say, to bring some type of, if you can, a notepad, or even better, a portfolio with a pen and paper. What I did is that I looked up the program beforehand applying, and I wrote down any questions that I had. Also, to make sure that during this kind of introduction, to make sure that you listen, you pay attention, because the individual, which is the majority of the time, the chair of the admissions committee, will go over the mission goals of the PA program. And what I did is I would write down whatever he said, and at the end you can ask questions about it. And not only does it look really good on behalf of yourself, you get to learn also more about the PA school, because if you do get accepted, this is a PA school you will be attending. After that, some schools do offer you some type of like breakfast or lunch, etc. It's up to you, but usually after that, that's when the interview is held. Usually, depending on the school, they're they arrange you by last name, or sometimes they're just arranged, so they will give you a time of where your interview is. But this just tends to change whether it's a multiple mini interview or a standard interview. I've only been to multiple mini interviews and just the standard regular interviews, and this is how it's been. So while you are waiting for your interview, you get to mingle with all the other applicants there. Some of the larger universities that I applied to and I went to their interview, they had about 30 applicants there, while some of the schools that were a lot smaller that I applied to, they had about 15 applicants. So it really depends. 15 applicants at the time when I was interviewing. So it just really depends, you know, on the size of the school, size of the program. Also, some schools that I applied to accepted 50, some of them accepted up to 100. So during that time that you're waiting after the introduction and you get to meet all the chair of the admissions committee, the professors, etc., the mission and the goals of the PA program, after that you get to wait for your interviews. So you get to mingle with all the other individuals that are there. I suggest you to, you know, get to talk to them, ask them questions, etc. I actually met one student in one of my interviews from another school that was accepted into the school where I am. So I got to meet someone, and now I know someone from the PA program, which was amazing. So, you know, get to talk to them, you get to meet them, you know, see how many schools they applied to. I always love asking that question, and whether they've gone to other interviews. So it's really interesting. And then on top of that, you know, the admissions committee is always keeping an eye on you. So you always want to be on your best behavior, guys. So after that, they will call your name. It's usually very organized, well, at least the schools I went to. Usually you had the time, and then I was either led by a staff member to my interview, or there was an area where I waited until I had a staff member come out, call my name, and then walk me to the area where I was going to be interviewed. So it's very organized. And then, like I said, depending on a standard interview or a multiple mini interview, you go and you interview, and then after that, the day is usually ended. You do have a choice to tour the school, which I highly recommend, because if you do end up staying at that university, then you want to make sure, or getting accepted into the university, making sure that you know the campus. And then on top of that, what I did is that I talked to the individual who was giving the tour, and I got to know a little bit more about the university, about the programs the university has besides the PA program, how parking was, etc. So I really always recommend to do the tour of the school afterwards. Almost every school that I've interviewed or gone to has offered it. One of the schools I was accepted had something a little bit different, but alongside they did offer the optional tour. So overall, guys, like I said, make sure you arrive early. When you come in, you will be giving an introduction from the chair of the admissions committee. They'll introduce themselves, the PA program that they have, talk about the university, their mission and the goals. Also may introduce all the other professors that also teach at the PA program. And then after that, you will be given, before you check in, you will be given a schedule whenever of what the day is going to look like, and also of what time your interview is going to be. And once you're done with your interview, guys, after that you have the optional tour, which I highly recommend. Always, girls, even guys, wear very comfortable shoes, because if it's a large school, you will be walking around a lot, and it's painful. I can say that from experience of walking in very uncomfortable shoes. I mean, come on, you can look good, but if your shoes are uncomfortable, then it's not worth it, guys. Especially even if it's hot outside, even worse, guys. So make sure you wear comfortable clothing, comfortable shoes. And after that, your interview is done. So just sit and wait to see if you get accepted, guys. Alright, guys, so I hope you guys liked my video. My goal of my videos is to talk about my experience, share my experience with you guys, share any advice I have, and also from you guys learn from my mistakes that I've made to hopefully get you accepted into PA school, which is my goal. So this was just about the interview schedule for a PA school whenever you're interviewing. I know I had this question but you know, the schedule tends to change whether you have a standard interview or a multiple mini interview. But regardless, you are most of the time going to be given an introduction from the Cherry Admissions Committee talking about the PA program, etc., and also a tour of the university. Alright guys, well thanks for watching my videos. If you have any comments for me, make sure you comment below. If you have any feedback, make sure give me some feedback please. That way I can keep providing videos and make better quality videos for you guys. If you have any questions, feel free to email me or comment below. I will get into contact with you as soon as I can. Alright guys, thanks for watching my videos and I'll talk to you guys soon.